Your future is built by what you do today, not by what you plan to do someday. Most people wake up every morning with good intentions. They tell themselves they'll be productive, focused, and in control. But then the hours disappear, distracted, scattered, and exhausted with little to show for it. It's not because they're lazy. It's because they don't have the right habits. Productivity isn't about working non-stop or doing everything at once. It's about mastering the small daily actions that actually move your life forward. In this audiobook, I'll walk you through 7 habits that can turn you into the most productive person alive. These habits aren't theories, they're tools that work in real life. You'll learn how to manage your focus, protect your energy, and finally take control of your time instead of watching it slip away. If you're tired of feeling busy but not fulfilled, this is where it changes. Today is where real productivity begins. Number 1, plan tomorrow tonight, so you start with purpose. One of the most powerful habits that can completely change the course of your life is learning to plan tomorrow, tonight. Most people wake up every morning and walk into the day without direction. They pick up their phone, scroll for a few minutes, check what others are doing, and then somehow hope the day will fall into place. But life doesn't reward those who wait for the day to decide for them. Life rewards those who decide for the day before it begins. When you plan tomorrow tonight, you take back control. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. It's not about being busy. It's about being directed. Think about it. Every time you go to bed without a plan, you're allowing tomorrow to arrive with uncertainty. You wake up not knowing what matters most, and that small confusion at the start of the day costs you energy, time, and focus. You start responding to everyone else's needs, and before you know it, the day is gone, and your goals are untouched. But when you sit down each night and plan your next day, something inside you changes. Your mind relaxes because it knows what's coming. Your focus sharpens because you've already chosen your direction. You start the next morning calm, ready, and purposeful, instead of rushed and anxious. It's not a big thing, it's a small discipline that creates massive change over time. Planning tomorrow tonight is not about writing a long list of tasks. It's about identifying what truly matters. It's about asking yourself, what must happen tomorrow to make me feel proud by the end of the day? This question shifts your focus from just activity to impact. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what counts. When you plan ahead, you give your subconscious mind instructions before you sleep. While you rest, your mind keeps working quietly on the problems and goals you've set. You wake up with new clarity, new ideas, and a sense of control. You don't waste time figuring out what to do because you've already decided. That's what makes productive people different. They remove hesitation before it begins. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they wake up every morning without a clear plan. They move from one distraction to another, reacting to messages, notifications, and minor issues, thinking they're being productive. But productivity isn't about motion. It's about progress toward what truly matters, and that progress begins the night before. When you plan tomorrow, tonight, you are saying, my life matters enough to be intentional. You are setting priorities before the world sets them for you. You are creating structure in a world that thrives on noise and chaos. And here's the truth. Discipline builds confidence. When you plan and follow through, you start trusting yourself more. You no longer hope for a better day, you create it. You can start this habit tonight. Before you go to bed, take 10 quiet minutes. No distractions, no screens, just you and a notebook. Write down the 3 most important things you need to do tomorrow. Not 10, not 20, just 3. Choose the ones that, if done well, would make the day a success. Then schedule them. Decide when and how you'll do them. Visualize finishing them. Feel the satisfaction in advance. That mental rehearsal makes your goals more real. As you do this every night, you'll notice a shift in your energy. You'll wake up with direction, not doubt. You'll start your day strong, without wasting an hour trying to figure out what matters. You'll stop reacting and start leading. That's when you begin to separate yourself from the crowd, the people who drift and the people who decide. Think about professional athletes, business leaders, or creators who achieve extraordinary results. Their success isn't random. They go to bed knowing exactly what tomorrow demands. Their morning doesn't start with confusion, it starts with clarity. They walk into the day already halfway ahead because they've done the thinking before the doing. This habit also saves your mental energy. Every day, you have a limited amount of decision power. If you spend your morning deciding what to do, what to wear, what to eat, and when to start, you drain your focus before the real work even begins. Planning ahead removes that waste. You wake up and move with certainty. You know what to do, when to do it, and why it matters. That's how high performers work. Now, some people say, I like to go with the flow. That sounds good. But in reality, it often means going wherever distractions lead. You can't live a focused life if you keep drifting. You can't expect growth when your direction changes with every notification. The flow you want isn't random, it's created through order. And order begins with planning. The best part of this habit is how it changes your emotions. When you wake up with a plan, you feel grounded. There's no panic, no rush. You move with confidence because you know the plan came from your own judgment, not from someone else's urgency. You take pride in your day before it even starts. And that pride builds momentum. Momentum builds results. Results build belief. If you struggle with motivation, planning ahead will help more than any motivational video ever could, because motivation fades, but structure stays. You don't need to feel inspired to act when you already know what to do. You just follow the plan you made when your mind was calm and clear. That's how you win. You might miss a day. You might forget once in a while. That's fine. What matters is getting back to it. Every time you plan tomorrow tonight, you invest in your future self. You give yourself a head start before the race begins. And over weeks and months, that small head start turns into massive advantage. When you sit down at night to plan, ask yourself 3 questions. First, what is my biggest goal right now? Second, what action tomorrow moves me closer to it? Third, what distractions must I avoid to make it happen? Answer honestly. Write it down. Keep it simple. Then follow it. As you do this, you'll begin to notice that your days feel lighter. You'll stop ending them with regret or guilt. You'll sleep better because your mind isn't racing about what you forgot to do. You'll wake up calmer because the day already has structure. That feeling of control, of peace, of direction is the true foundation of productivity. This habit will also make you more dependable. People will notice that you keep your word. You'll show up prepared. You'll finish what you start. And that's the quiet mark of a leader. Someone who doesn't need to talk about discipline because they live it. Every night, you have a choice. You can end the day by scrolling and wasting your last bit of energy, or you can end it by preparing for a better tomorrow. One gives you distraction, the other gives you power. The difference between those 2 choices determines the quality of your life. Planning tomorrow tonight is not about being perfect, it's about being prepared. It's about respecting your goals enough to make space for them. It's about choosing direction over distraction, progress over comfort, and purpose over noise. So when you finish today, before you rest, take a few moments. Look at the day you just lived, learn from it, then shape the next one. Don't hope for a better tomorrow, design it. And when you wake up, you won't need motivation. You'll already know exactly what you came to do. That's how the most productive people live, not by chance, but by choice. They plan tomorrow, tonight, because they understand one simple truth. If you don't run the day will run you. And every night, they choose to take that control back quietly, intentionally, powerfully. And so can you. Number 2, track your time daily to expose your wasted hours. Most people think they know how they spend their time. They believe they're busy. They feel exhausted at the end of the day, and they assume that means they've been productive. But if you ever take a closer look, really look, you'll discover something uncomfortable. A huge part of your day slips away in ways you never notice. Little moments, quick checks, unplanned conversations. A minute here and there that adds up to hours lost. Tracking your time daily is how you bring those invisible hours into the light. Because what you can't see, you can't change. Productive people don't just manage their time, they measure it. They understand that time is not an endless resource. Every minute you waste is a piece of your life you'll never get back. When you start tracking your time, you begin to face the truth about how you live. It's not about guilt, it's about awareness. Awareness creates choice, and choice is power. The first time you track your day honestly, it can be shocking. You might see that you spent 40 minutes deciding what to eat, an hour checking your phone without realizing it, or half the morning handling things that don't really matter. But that realization is where transformation begins. You can't fix what you don't measure. Most people live in the illusion of being busy, but being busy doesn't mean being effective. Tracking your time exposes the difference between movement and progress. This habit doesn't require a fancy app or complicated system. It only requires honesty. Take one normal day and write down exactly what you do, from the moment you wake up to the time you go to sleep. Record every activity and how long it takes. Don't round down or make excuses. Be brutally real. You'll start to notice patterns. You'll see how distractions sneak in. You'll realize that what feels like 5 minutes on social media can quietly turn into 45. That's the truth most people never face. Once you track your time, you can start adjusting. You'll identify what steals your focus and what actually drives results. Maybe you notice that the first hour of your morning disappears into emails, or that your energy dips after lunch, making your afternoons less effective. When you know this, you can plan smarter. You can protect your high-energy hours for the most important work. That's how professionals think. They don't guess, they measure and adapt. Tracking time daily trains your brain to respect it. You stop treating hours casually because you can see where they go. You stop saying, "I didn't have time," because now you know you did. You just gave it to something unimportant. That level of accountability changes everything. You begin to treat every hour like a tool, not a toy. You understand that time, once gone, never returns. That truth hits differently when you see it written down. This habit also improves your focus. When you know your time is being recorded, even just for yourself, you naturally stay more aware. You think twice before wasting a minute. You become intentional about what you're doing. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. You can suddenly see where everything is. That awareness alone increases productivity more than any new planner or strategy ever could. Here's the psychology behind it. The human brain loves feedback. It wants to see results. It wants proof of progress. When you track time, you give your brain real feedback. You can look back and say, "This is where I invested my energy." You begin to see which tasks truly matter and which only make you feel busy. You start aligning your actions with your goals instead of your impulses. And over time, that alignment builds momentum. At first, you might resist the idea of tracking every hour. It can feel tedious or uncomfortable. But remember, discomfort is where growth starts. You can't build discipline without awareness. And awareness always begins with measurement. You're not tracking time to restrict yourself. You're tracking it to understand yourself. Once you see your patterns clearly, you'll naturally want to improve them. When you practice this daily, you'll start noticing something else: clarity. You'll stop ending your days wondering where the time went. You'll know exactly what you did, what worked, and what didn't. You'll end the day with facts, not feelings. Most people evaluate their productivity based on emotion. They feel busy, so they assume they were effective. But feelings can lie. Numbers don't. That's why tracking time is so powerful. It replaces guessing with truth. Let's talk about what happens next. Once you expose your wasted hours, you'll begin cutting them out. Maybe you reduce your phone time, shorten unimportant meetings, or stop doing things that don't move you forward. You'll start freeing up time you didn't even know you had. That space becomes your opportunity to learn, create, rest, or build something new. It's not about working more hours. It's about reclaiming the ones you've been giving away without realizing it. Over time, this habit strengthens your self-respect. You begin to see that your time has value. You no longer give it away to anything or anyone without purpose. You become protective of your schedule, not because you're selfish, but because you understand how precious it is. You start saying no more often, and those no's become powerful. Each one creates room for what actually matters. One of the most revealing moments happens after a week of honest tracking. Maybe you'll discover that your most creative hours are wasted on low-priority tasks, or that you spend hours solving problems that could have been prevented with planning. That awareness leads to better systems, better habits, and stronger results. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what counts. There's also a mental shift that happens. When you track your time, you start valuing minutes the way others value money. You begin to calculate cost differently. Every wasted hour becomes visible, like watching a leak drain something valuable. And that awareness changes behavior automatically. You stop saying, "I'll do it later," because you know what later really costs. You start asking, "Is this worth my time?" That question alone separates the average from the exceptional. Time tracking also helps you build consistency. You start noticing what triggers distractions and when your mind drifts. Maybe you realize that certain habits always derail your flow. Once you know your patterns, you can set rules that keep you on track. You might turn off notifications during key hours, move your phone out of reach, or schedule breaks strategically. You stop relying on willpower alone. You start managing your environment. Another benefit is perspective. When you see how much time you actually have, excuses lose power. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how clearly they see and use them. People who track time don't complain about not having enough. They make better use of what's already there. That shift from complaint to control changes everything. This habit can even improve your relationships. When you manage time well, you become more present. You stop multitasking during conversations. You give full attention when it matters because you've already handled your priorities. You start living with balance, not burnout. And that peace of mind spills into every area of your life. As you continue this practice, you'll start seeing days differently. They'll stop blending together. Each one will become a measured, intentional piece of your life's puzzle. You'll see which activities give you energy and which drain it. You'll notice which people push you forward and which hold you back. You'll make decisions with clarity instead of impulse. That's real maturity, the ability to direct your time instead of drifting through it. Tracking your time daily doesn't make life rigid. It makes it real. It gives structure without taking freedom. In fact, it's the only way to create true freedom. When you control your time, you control your life. You stop being a victim of busyness. You start designing your own rhythm. And that's when you feel alive, not rushed, not overwhelmed, but in control and fully engaged. It's easy to say you value your time. It's harder to prove it. Tracking your time is how you prove it. It's how you turn intention into evidence. Each day you track, you gain more power over your choices. You see how small decisions add up to big outcomes. You realize how much of your potential has been hiding in the hours you used to waste. The truth is, people don't lose their dreams because they're not capable. They lose them because they don't manage their hours. You can't build a strong life on weak habits. And nothing strengthens your habits faster than awareness. So, start today. Take a notebook or an app, whatever works best, and begin writing down how you spend your time. Keep it real. Don't justify. Don't explain. Just record. At the end of each day, review it. Ask yourself one question. Did I use my time in line with my goals? If the answer is no, don't judge yourself. Adjust yourself. That's how you grow. That's how you improve. Over time, those adjustments will compound into something extraordinary. Your time is your life in minutes. Don't trade it for distractions, approval, or comfort. Track it, own it, direct it. Because when you start exposing your wasted hours, you start exposing your potential. And once you see how much of your greatness was hiding in plain sight, you'll never want to waste another minute again. Number 3, work in silence and let results prove everything. Most people waste their power trying to be noticed before they've earned it. They talk about their plans, they announce their goals, and they seek validation long before any real work is done. But progress doesn't happen in the noise. It happens in silence, behind closed doors, when nobody is clapping, when no one is watching. Working in silence is one of the most underestimated forms of strength. It's quiet discipline. It's the decision to let your results do the talking, because you understand that real success doesn't need to shout, it simply shows. When you decide to work in silence, you shift your focus from attention to execution. You stop wasting energy on showing and start using that energy on growing. You don't need to tell the world what you're doing when your results will speak louder than anything you could ever say. The loudest people often produce the least, while the quiet ones move with consistency and surprise everyone with the outcome. Silence creates mystery, but more importantly, it creates focus. You see, noise demands energy. Every time you talk about your goals, post about your plans, or look for approval, you give away a part of your drive. You start living for reactions instead of result. The human mind is wired for reward. And when you share your goals too early, you trick your brain into feeling like it has already achieved something. That's why so many people talk big and never follow through. They already enjoyed the reward in the form of attention. Working in silence protects you from that trap. It keeps you hungry, grounded, and focused on the work that matters. Silence is not weakness. It's maturity. It's understanding that greatness grows in private before it shows in public. Every athlete, artist, or builder who changed the world had seasons of silence, long periods of hard work that nobody saw. They were training while others were talking. They were failing quietly, learning quietly, improving quietly. When the results came, people called it sudden success, but it was years of silent effort finally showing. In silence, you build character. You learn patience, you develop endurance. You get to know your limits and how to push past them. There's no applause, no recognition. Just you, your work, and your inner drive. That's where self-respect is born. You don't rely on approval to keep going. You move because you said you would. That's power. That's ownership. Working in silence also protects your vision. When you share too much too soon, you invite opinions, doubts, and criticism from people who don't understand your journey. Every comment can plant a seed of hesitation in your mind. You begin to question your direction, not because you're wrong, but because you allowed too many voices to shape your focus. Silence keeps your vision pure. It lets your actions grow stronger before anyone else touches them. When you stop explaining yourself, you start executing. You don't need to convince anyone of your potential. You just need to prove it through consistency. People will doubt you, misunderstand you, or overlook you, and that's fine. Their disbelief doesn't slow your work unless you let it. The moment you stop needing people to see your effort is the moment your growth accelerates. The truth is, nobody remembers the talkers. They remember the finishers. The people who show up, do the work, and deliver results. Every successful person you admire once worked quietly, unnoticed, sometimes even dismissed, but they kept going because they understood that time exposes everything: effort, talent, and truth. When you give something enough time and commitment, the world eventually sees. But first, you must be willing to stay silent through the waiting. Silence gives you an advantage. Most people never understand. It removes distraction. When you stop trying to prove yourself, you free your mind to improve yourself. You use your energy for progress, not performance. You no longer chase validation, likes, or recognition. You begin to measure yourself by your standards, not the opinions of others. That's when you start producing real work, the kind that lasts longer than attention spans. Working in silence doesn't mean isolating yourself from people. It means protecting your focus from noise. It means choosing privacy while you're building so you can stand proudly when you're done. It means putting your energy into the process instead of the performance. You don't need to announce your discipline every day. You just live it. Over time, that quiet consistency becomes your reputation. People begin to trust your actions more than your words, because your results prove everything. There's also peace in silence. When you work without the pressure to perform for others, you find joy in the process. You start enjoying the journey instead of worrying about the judgment. You grow at your own pace. You experiment without fear, and you learn deeply. Every mistake becomes a lesson, not an embarrassment. Every small win feels real because it's for you, not for an audience. When you keep your goals private, your focus sharpens. You don't need to defend your decisions or explain your failures. You can move freely, adjust quickly, and build quietly. The world sees the success, but rarely the nights you worked through doubt, exhaustion, and uncertainty. Those silent hours define who you become. They build the foundation for the results that speak for you later. Another reason to work in silence is control. The moment you seek public validation, you give away control of your emotions. Your confidence rises and falls with how others respond. But when you keep your progress private, you take back that control. You no longer depend on likes, comments, or recognition to feel worthy. You find your satisfaction in growth itself. That kind of independence is rare, but it's what creates strong, grounded, unstoppable people. It's easy to talk about what you're going to do. It's harder to stay quiet and do it. Silence demands humility. It requires that you trust your actions more than your words. It asks for patience to wait for results instead of demanding attention. But once you learn to love that silence, you'll never go back to the noise, because you'll realize that the noise never helped you grow. It only distracted you from the work that does. People often ask how to build confidence. The answer is simple. Keep promises to yourself in private. When you say you'll do something, and you follow through quietly, your self-belief grows. You don't need to brag about it. You don't need to prove it. You just keep stacking evidence of your own commitment. That's how real confidence is built. Not by being seen, but by being consistent. When the results finally come, you won't need to say a word. The people who doubted you will see it. The ones who ignored you will notice. But by then, their recognition won't matter, because you've already built something far more valuable. Self-respect, the kind that doesn't depend on praise, because it was forged in silence. Silence also teaches patience with time. You start understanding that growth isn't instant. You don't need constant proof that it's working. You just keep moving. Every quiet day builds momentum. Every private effort plants seeds. Eventually, those seeds turn into something visible, something undeniable. But the process takes time, and silence gives you the strength to wait. Working in silence sharpens your inner world. You learn to listen to yourself instead of the crowd. You become aware of your real priorities, your true motivations, and your limits. You stop comparing your progress to others because you're too focused on your own path. That kind of focus creates breakthrough. You start achieving what once felt impossible, simply because you stopped explaining and started executing. People will wonder how you did it. They'll think it came out of nowhere. They'll say you changed overnight, but you'll know the truth. You didn't change overnight. You changed quietly, consistently, without noise. You built the habits, the discipline, and the strength when nobody was watching. And that's the kind of success that lasts, because it wasn't built for attention. It was built for impact. So work in silence. Protect your dreams. Keep your plans private until they're ready. Don't waste your drive trying to convince people who can't see your vision. Let your work reveal your commitment. Let your consistency build your proof. Speak through your results, not your words. Because in the end, talk fades, attention fades, but results remain. The day will come when your silence speaks louder than their doubts. When the people who questioned you will have no choice but to respect what you've built. When your results stand as evidence that you didn't need noise to make an impact. You just needed focus, patience, and relentless effort. That's the quiet power that moves the world. One person, working silently, proving everything through result. Number 4, cut multitasking and give full focus to one thing. Most people believe multitasking makes them productive. They think doing many things at once means they're getting more done. But the truth is, multitasking destroys focus, kills quality, and wastes energy. The human mind is not designed to split attention across several tasks. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. Productivity is not about speed, it's about focus. When you give your full attention to one thing at a time, you work smarter, deeper, and faster than you ever could by dividing your mind. You can't give your best when your attention is fractured. Every time you switch between tasks, your brain needs time to refocus. That delay might seem small, but over hours and days, it costs you real progress. You lose your rhythm, your momentum, your depth. You start feeling busy, but not effective. You work long hours but achieve shallow results. That's the trap of multitasking. It feels productive, but it quietly drains your time and energy without creating lasting results. Giving full focus to one thing is not just about working hard. It's about working with purpose. When you sit down to do something, you tell yourself, "This deserves all of me right now." That mindset changes everything. It transforms your performance. You notice details others miss. You finish tasks faster because you're not restarting every few minutes. You find flow, that state where your mind and body move in sync, and time seems to disappear. You can't reach that state if you keep interrupting yourself. Focus is how excellence is built. When you cut multitasking, you train your brain to value depth over speed. You begin to see that one completed task is worth more than 5 half-finished ones. You feel more satisfaction because you actually finish what you start. Completion brings confidence, and confidence fuels motivation. The cycle builds from there. Focus creates results. Results create belief, and belief creates unstoppable energy. That's how high performers rise. They master attention. Most people are addicted to distraction. They check their phone every few minutes, switch between tabs, or jump from one idea to another. The constant stimulation feels rewarding, but it leaves you mentally scattered. Every notification is a thief, stealing your attention. When you remove those distractions, the first thing you'll notice is how uncomfortable silence feels. Your mind will crave the noise because it's been trained to chase it. But if you stay with that silence long enough, your focus returns stronger than ever. Working on one thing at a time also builds emotional control. It teaches patience in a world that glorifies instant results. You stop rushing. You stop seeking shortcuts. You learn to stay with the process, even when it's boring or hard. That discipline separates those who achieve from those who start and quit. Because real growth happens when you stay on one path long enough to master it. Every major success story began with focus. Someone deciding to give one thing everything they had. Cutting multitasking also gives your mind peace. When you divide your attention, you carry mental residue from one task to the next. You might be answering an email while thinking about a message you just read, or worrying about a project you haven't finished. Your brain never fully rests. But when you give your full attention to one thing, you clear that noise. You finish it, release it, and move to the next with a clean slate. That clarity increases your creativity, improves your memory, and lowers stress. You'll also notice your confidence grow. When you know you can focus deeply, you stop feeling overwhelmed. You start trusting yourself to handle big goals because you know how to break them down and finish them one at a time. People who multitask constantly feel behind because they're juggling too much. People who focus feel in control because they know exactly what matters right now. That difference shows in their results, their posture, and their peace of mind. To build this habit, start by simplifying your environment. Clear your workspace of unnecessary items. Close unused tabs. Put your phone away. Create a space where only one thing matters: the task in front of you. When you start working, give it a defined block of time, whether it's 30 minutes or 2 hours. During that time, do nothing else. No checking messages, no switching screens, no glancing at notifications. Protect that focus like it's gold, because it is. Once you finish, take a short break. Let your brain breathe. Then move to the next task with the same level of attention. It might feel slow at first, but soon you'll notice how much faster and cleaner your work becomes. You'll produce more in fewer hours because your attention is pure, not scattered. That's how true efficiency works. Not through multitasking, but through total immersion. This principle also applies beyond work, in relationships, in learning, in personal growth. Presence matters more than time. When you talk to someone, listen fully. When you study, absorb completely. When you rest, rest completely. When you give your full presence to what you're doing, life feels richer. You stop rushing through it. You start experiencing it. That's the deeper reward of focus. It doesn't just improve productivity. It improves the quality of your life. There's a reason most people never reach their full potential. They spread themselves too thin. They start a new project before finishing the old one. They chase new ideas without committing to the current one. They confuse movement with progress. But the people who achieve greatness understand that focus is leverage. They pick one direction, stay with it, and build something solid. Their power comes not from doing everything, but from doing one thing with intensity. Focus also builds identity. When you commit to one thing and give it your all, you start seeing yourself differently. You begin to identify as someone who finishes, someone who follows through. That identity changes how you show up for everything else. You stop making excuses. You stop settling for average effort. You start holding yourself to a higher standard because you've proven you can focus deeply. That's how you grow, not just as a worker, but as a person. It's not easy to cut multitasking. The world encourages it. Technology rewards it. But easy never builds strong people. Strong people do what's effective, not what's convenient. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you're training discipline. You're teaching your mind to obey your goals instead of your impulses. That's where freedom begins. Not in doing more, but in doing what matters. When you master single tasking, you'll notice how much energy you gain. You'll feel more present, less rushed, and more in control of your time. You'll stop ending your days with mental exhaustion and unfinished work. Instead, you'll close your day with real progress and a clear mind. That feeling, the peace of knowing you gave your best, is worth more than any illusion of busyness. Focus is not about perfection. It's about attention. It's about giving one thing your complete effort until it's done. It's the discipline of saying, "This matters now," and proving it with your actions. That discipline changes careers, relationships, and lives. It turns average results into extraordinary ones. Because when you focus on one thing, you bring your full power to it. And full power creates excellence. So stop multitasking. Stop dividing yourself among too many things. Choose what truly matters and give it everything. You'll find that most of what you thought was urgent never really was. You'll find that fewer tasks done well create more success than endless activity. You'll find peace in knowing that you control your time, not the other way around. In a world full of noise, focus is a superpower. Most people chase attention. Few give attention. But the ones who do, they build, they lead, they succeed. Cut multitasking. Focus on one thing, finish it with pride. Move to the next. Repeat it until your results speak for you. Because focus isn't just a skill, it's a lifestyle. And once you live it, you'll never go back to the chaos of divided attention again. Number 5. Set real deadlines, even when nobody asks you to. They perform well when a boss sets a deadline, when a teacher assigns a project, or when there's pressure from the outside. But once that pressure disappears, their effort fades. The truth is, if you only move when someone pushes you, you'll never reach your potential. Growth starts when you learn to set real deadlines for yourself, even when nobody asks you to. Because success belongs to those who create urgency from within, not those who wait for it from others. A real deadline changes everything. It gives structure to your ideas. It turns goals into action. Without a deadline, dreams stay soft and vague. You tell yourself, "I'll do it soon," and soon becomes never. The human mind needs clear finish lines to activate commitment. When you say, "I'll get this done by Friday at 6 p.m., you give your brain a target. You turn possibility into a promise, and that promise creates pressure. The good kind. The kind that wakes you up early, keeps you focused, and pushes you to finish. Deadlines reveal who you are when nobody's watching. When you make one for yourself and actually meet it, you prove that you can lead your own life. That's self-respect. You stop needing approval or supervision because you've built internal discipline. You stop relying on motivation because your word becomes the standard. Each self-imposed deadline strengthens your trust in yourself. You become dependable, not just to others, but to you. That kind of reliability is rare. It's what separates professionals from amateur. The challenge is that self-made deadlines are easy to break because nobody will call you out. There's no punishment for missing them, no disappointment from others. That's why most people skip them. They know they can get away with it, but that's exactly what weakens them. Every time you break your own word, you teach yourself that your promises don't matter. Every time you honor them, you build power. The reward isn't applause, it's confidence. Confidence comes from evidence, and every kept deadline is evidence that you can count on yourself. Real deadlines force clarity. They make you face the question, how badly do I want this? When you commit to a date, you remove the illusion of someday. You either do it or you don't. That pressure sharpens your thinking. You plan better, focus harder, stop wasting time on distraction. A deadline cuts through hesitation like a knife. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't wait for your feelings. It simply asks, did you finish? That question alone creates growth. You'll notice something powerful once you start living by your own deadlines. Your efficiency skyrockets. Work expands to fill the time you allow. If you give yourself 2 weeks for a task, it'll take 2 weeks. If you give yourself 2 days, you'll find a way to make it happen. The mind adjusts to the level of urgency you set. So when you shorten timelines intentionally, you train yourself to move faster and smarter. That's how leaders operate. They create pressure where others wait for it. Setting your own deadlines also teaches humility. It forces you to see where you waste time, where you procrastinate, and where you overestimate yourself. It exposes your habits honestly. Sometimes you'll miss your own deadline, and that's fine if you learn from it. The goal isn't perfection, it's accountability. When you see why you missed it, you adjust your systems. You learn to manage energy, not just time. Over weeks and months, this practice turns you into someone who finishes what they start. Most people delay action because they think they need more time to prepare. They research endlessly, plan excessively, or wait for the perfect moment. But perfection is the enemy of progress. Deadlines break that cycle. They make you start before you feel ready. And that's how growth happens. You can't improve what you never begin. By setting a clear finish date, you force yourself to move past fear. You stop overthinking and start executing. Action brings clarity. Waiting only brings regret. The reason deadlines work so well is psychological. The human brain reacts strongly to time constraint. It senses a countdown and triggers focus. That's why students write essays the night before they're due and finish them faster than they thought possible. Pressure activates performance. But if you only rely on external pressure, you'll live your life reacting instead of leading. When you create that pressure on your own, you become proactive. You build momentum by choice, not by demand. To make self-imposed deadlines real, you must treat them like contracts. Write them down, speak them aloud, make them visible, attach meaning to them. Don't say, I'll try. Say, I will finish this by this date, then commit. When the deadline arrives, review honestly. Did you keep your word? If yes, celebrate it. If not, analyze it. Either way, you grow. The goal is not to be perfect. It's to be responsible for your own progress. You'll notice that setting deadlines also builds respect from others. People trust those who deliver on time. Reliability becomes your brand. When you keep promises to yourself, you naturally keep them to others. Your work ethic becomes visible without you saying a word. You become someone people can count on, not because you talk about discipline, but because you live it. And that credibility opens doors, personally, professionally, and financially. This habit changes how you see time. You stop treating it casually. You stop saying, I'll get to it later. You begin to see time as a resource that demands attention. Every deadline becomes a reminder that your time is limited, that opportunities don't wait, that life doesn't pause for indecision. Each day lost is a piece of potential gone forever. Real deadlines keep you aware of that truth, and awareness fuels urgency. Setting deadlines when nobody asks you to is also a declaration of independence. It means you're no longer waiting for permission to move forward. You take charge of your path. You decide what matters, when it must be done, and how it will happen. That's the mindset of builders and achievers. They don't wait for the world to assign them tasks. They assign them to themselves. That's leadership in its purest form. There will be days when you don't feel like keeping your deadlines. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the moments that define your strength. Anyone can work when it's easy. Real growth happens when you follow through even when it's hard. Even when nobody would know if you did. That private discipline builds public strength. The results will show later. But the foundation is built in those quiet decisions. Start small. Pick one meaningful task and give it a real deadline. Write it somewhere you'll see it. Hold yourself to it completely. When you finish it on time, you'll feel something shift inside you. That's self-trust being rebuilt. Then do it again with each completed deadline. Your confidence compounds. You'll start finishing projects faster,
thinking clearer, and taking bigger steps. You'll begin to live with a sense of urgency that most people never experience. Deadlines don't restrict you. They free you. They give shape to your ambition. They pull your goals out of your head and into reality. Without them, time slips away quietly. With them, every day has direction. Every task has purpose. Every action matters. When you live like that, life feels sharper, more intentional, more alive. Setting real deadlines, even when nobody asks you to, is one of the purest forms of self-leadership. It's proof that you respect your word, your time, and your future. It's how you transform from someone who hopes into someone who executes. Because at the end of the day, talent means little without structure, and dreams mean nothing without dates. So set the deadline, make it real, and then meet it. Not for anyone else, but because you said you. That single decision will change how you move through life forever.
Number 6, use 5-minute breaks to reset your mental state. Most people burn out not because they work too much, but because they never pause long enough to reset their mind. They push through fatigue, ignore tension, and mistake constant effort for real productivity. The truth is, the mind isn't designed for endless focus. It works in rhythms. It needs short moments to breathe, to reset, to refocus. Using 5-minute breaks wisely can completely transform your mental energy and the quality of your work. Those small pauses are not signs of weakness. They're tools for endurance. When you take a short break, you give your brain permission to recover. You stop flooding it with noise and demands. You allow it to organize thoughts, release pressure, and rebuild clarity. That's not laziness. It's maintenance. Just as your muscles need rest between sets to grow stronger, your mind needs recovery between challenges to perform at its best. Ignoring that truth doesn't make you stronger. It makes you dull. The problem is that most people don't know how to rest properly. When they feel tired, they scroll through their phones or jump into another screen. That doesn't reset the brain, it overstimulates it. You return to your work more distracted, not more focused. Real recovery comes from silence, movement, or stillness, not noise. In those 5 minutes, you need to step away from stimulation and connect back to yourself. A real 5-minute break is intentional. You stand up, stretch, breathe deeply, and detach from the task completely. You let your body move. You look out the window instead of the screen. You slow your breathing, notice the space around you, maybe get a sip of water. These simple actions signal your nervous system to relax. Your stress level drops, your heart rate stabilizes, and your focus, you come back with clarity instead of exhaustion. You don't need a long vacation to recharge. You just need consistent micro-recoveries. The mind works like a muscle under resistance. If you push it nonstop, it breaks down. But if you give it short, meaningful pauses, it strengthens. 5 minutes might seem small, but if used right, it prevents mental fatigue from accumulating. Over a full day, those short resets keep your energy steady and your focus sharp. You end the day satisfied instead of drained. When you take a 5-minute break, your brain continues processing the task in the background. It's like cleaning a foggy mirror. You see the solution more clearly when you step back. Many breakthroughs come not during intense work, but in those brief pauses when your mind gets space to connect the dots. That's why some of the best ideas appear when you walk, stretch, or breathe quietly. Those moments of calm create mental order. A 5-minute reset also helps you manage emotions. When you work for too long without pausing, frustration builds up. Stress piles up quietly. You become reactive instead of intentional. But when you step away for a few minutes, you interrupt that tension. You give yourself the chance to reset emotionally. You breathe out the pressure before it becomes burnout. That's emotional intelligence in action. Learning to recognize when your energy drops and having the discipline to pause before it breaks you.
These short breaks teach self-awareness. You start noticing patterns when your focus dips, when your energy drops, and when you need to recharge. You stop judging yourself for taking a moment to breathe, because you realize that a short pause now saves you hours later. You learn the rhythm of your own mind, the point where it's sharp, and the point where it starts to fade. Working against that rhythm wastes effort. Working with it multiplies results. You can use these 5 minutes in powerful ways. Stand up and stretch to release tension from your body. Walk around to get blood flowing. Do deep breathing to clear your head. Close your eyes and rest them. Write down a thought that's been distracting you. Drink some water slowly. Step outside for fresh air, or simply sit quietly and do nothing. The goal isn't entertainment, it's recovery. You're not escaping the work. You're preparing to attack it again with full strength. People often underestimate the cost of fatigue. When your mind is tired, your mistakes increase, your patience fades, and your creativity disappears. You start working longer but producing less. You lose clarity, and small problems start to feel massive. That's not because you lack ability. It's because you've drained your mental battery. Those 5-minute resets are how you keep that battery charged throughout the day. When you make short breaks part of your routine, you'll notice a deeper change. You'll stop seeing rest as a reward and start seeing it as a strategy. You'll learn that high performance is not constant motion. It's deliberate pacing. Every focused sprint of work deserves a moment of pause. That balance between drive and recovery is what separates burnout from breakthrough. There's also something powerful about choosing to pause on purpose. It's a moment of control. It says, I decide how I spend my time, not my stress. You stop reacting to urgency and start managing your energy like a professional. You don't wait until you collapse. You prevent it. That's leadership over self. The world glorifies hustle, but the truth is, smart people sustain. They know when to push and when to breathe. You might feel guilty at first, especially if you're used to non-stop action. You'll think, I can't afford to rest, but you can't afford not to. Those few minutes of stillness give back hours of focus. They protect your creativity, your patience, and you'll start noticing that you get more done in less time because your mind stays fresh instead of foggy. You'll stop ending your day exhausted and start ending it fulfilled. These short resets also create balance beyond work. When you learn to pause during the day, you carry that habit into your life. You respond to stress more calmly. You think before reacting. You live with more awareness and less rush. A calm mind makes better choices, and better choices build a better life. The power of the 5-minute break extends far beyond productivity. It shapes your entire mental state. To make this habit work, schedule your pauses. Don't wait until you feel drained. Plan them into your day. For every 50 minutes of focused work, give yourself 5 to recharge. Use a timer if you need to. At first, it might feel unnecessary, but soon, you'll see how those short intervals create consistency. You'll find your mind staying clear longer. You'll stop crashing halfway through the day. You'll be sharper in meetings, kinder in conversations, and calmer under stress. 5 minutes may not seem like much, but over time it compounds. Just like consistent exercise builds a strong body, consistent resets build a resilient mind. You become more aware, more focused, and more balanced. You start noticing that you don't rush through tasks anymore. You move through them with precision. You don't react to problems. You respond with control. That's the real power of a calm mind. Think of those 5-minute breaks as mental hygiene. You clean your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus before they clutter your day. You leave behind what doesn't serve you and return lighter. That's not a waste of time. It's an investment. Every pause is a chance to reset your direction, your mood, and your purpose. When you treat your mind with that level of care, it rewards you with clarity, creativity, and endurance. In the long run, the people who succeed aren't the ones who never rest. They're the ones who know how to recover fast. They know how to pause without losing momentum. They understand that the mind performs best when it's cared for, not punished. 5 minutes of peace can save you hours of frustration. That's the math of real productivity. So take your 5 minutes. Step away from the noise. Breathe in, breathe out, and come back sharp. Don't wait for your mind to break before you reset it. Give it small moments of recovery throughout the day. Those little pauses will become your secret weapon. Because a calm, clear, and rested mind always outperforms a tired, scattered one. And in a world that never stops running, the person who knows how to pause is the one who stays ahead.
Number 7, say no fast to anything that slows your goals. Most people struggle not because they lack ambition, but because they say yes to too many things that don't move them forward. They spread their time thin, trying to please everyone, trying to do everything, and end up frustrated with little to show for it. Saying no fast is one of the strongest habits a person can develop. It's not selfish, it's strategic. Every yes carries a cost. Every time you agree to something that doesn't serve your purpose, you give away the energy that should be building your goals. The truth is, your future depends more on what you reject than what you accept. When you learn to say no quickly, you protect your direction. You stop letting other people's plans shape your days. You stop chasing things that don't matter. You start living intentionally. It's not about being cold or unhelpful. It's about being honest with yourself. You can't live a focused life while constantly being pulled into distractions, disguised as opportunities. Some invitations sound exciting. Some obligations seem polite. But if they slow your progress, they don't belong in your schedule. Saying no fast is a discipline that requires clarity. You can't know what to say no to until you know exactly what you're saying yes to. You need a vision that's real and specific. When you have clear goals, decisions become simple. If something doesn't align, it's a no. You don't need to explain it or apologize for it. People who hesitate waste precious time deciding between what's important and what's urgent. The ones who grow fast decide quickly because they already know what matters. The reason most people say yes too often is fear. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of missing out. Fear of being judged. But here's the truth. Every yes made out of fear steals from the yes that could have changed your life. You can't build greatness while being afraid to upset someone. The people who truly respect you will understand your boundaries. The ones who don't were never on your side to begin with. Your time and energy are your responsibility. Nobody will protect them for you. Every yes is a trade. You trade time, attention, and focus for something else. Before agreeing to anything, ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my goal or pull me away? If it doesn't move you forward, say no immediately. Don't postpone it. Don't sugarcoat it. Be polite, but firm. The faster you say no, the more power you keep. Every delayed no turns into hidden stress and silent resentment. When you hesitate, you carry the weight of something you didn't even want in the first place. Learning to say no fast also teaches you to value your time properly. When you treat your time as precious, people start to treat it that way too. But if you give it away freely, the world will take all of it. Boundaries don't push people away. They help the right ones stay close. People respect those who respect themselves. They see discipline not as arrogance, but as strength. Every no builds that strength. Every boundary builds trust in yourself. You don't owe everyone your time. You don't have to attend every event, accept every call, or join every project. You have a limited number of hours and an unlimited number of requests. The only way to win is to choose wisely. Productivity isn't just about doing. It's about deciding. The wrong yes can cost you days, weeks, even years. The quick no can save your future. That's not dramatic. It's reality. When you start saying no faster, you'll feel uncomfortable at first. You might worry that people will misunderstand you, but soon, you'll realize something powerful. Real respect comes from honesty, not compliance. When you say no to the wrong things, you make room for the right ones. You create space for focus, growth, and rest. You stop living for everyone else and start building a life that actually feels like yours. This habit also builds confidence. The ability to say no without guilt is a sign of maturity. It means you've stopped seeking approval. It means you trust your own judgment. You no longer chase validation from others because you're busy validating your own purpose. That kind of confidence is quiet but powerful. It gives you control over your direction instead of leaving it in the hands of others. Some people will take your boundaries personally. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're distant. That's fine.
Growth always looks like distance to those who refuse to grow with you. You're not responsible for their reactions. You're responsible for your mission. When your purpose is clear, the noise becomes irrelevant. You stop explaining yourself to people who aren't moving in your direction. That freedom is priceless. To make this work in real life, start practicing short, direct answers. You don't need long explanations. You can simply say, I appreciate it, but I can't commit right now, or that's not part of my focus at the moment. That's enough. You're not rejecting people. You're rejecting distractions. You're protecting the limited resource that drives everything else in your life, attention. Every no you give to the unnecessary is a yes to the essential. You'll notice your focus strengthen. Your days will start to feel lighter. You'll spend time on things that truly matter, and your progress will accelerate. You'll feel less stressed because you're no longer overcommitted. You'll gain respect for yourself because you finally stopped saying yes out of pressure. That's what freedom feels like. Not doing everything, but doing the right things. Saying no fast also reshapes your relationship. You attract people who respect your time and lose the ones who only benefited from your availability. The quality of your circle improves because you no longer surround yourself with people who drain your focus. You'll find that the people who understand boundaries are the same people who are building something meaningful in their own lives. That's the company you want to keep. People who value time, energy, and purpose. This habit also strengthens your mental clarity. When your life isn't cluttered with commitments that don't matter, your thinking becomes sharper. You can see your path clearly. You stop rushing. You stop feeling overwhelmed. You gain peace because you're not fighting a war on 100 fronts anymore. You're focused on the few battles that actually matter. Saying no fast doesn't mean being rigid. It means being intentional. It means choosing quality over quantity. It means understanding that not everything deserves your attention. Every request, every invitation, every idea, it all competes for your time. But only a few things truly deserve it. The sooner you decide, the more control you keep. That's how productive people operate. They decide quickly and commit deeply. The moment you master this, you start moving faster than you ever imagined. You stop dragging unnecessary weight. You start finishing projects instead of starting new ones halfway. You stop giving your best energy to low-value tasks. You wake up each morning knowing exactly what matters and what doesn't. That kind of clarity feels like power, because it is power. If you want to protect your peace, protect your focus first. Every distraction starts with one small yes. Every burnout begins with too many obligations. But every strong, clear, purpose-driven life begins with one small no said at the right time. You don't need to apologize for protecting your purpose. You don't need permission to say no. You just need courage. The courage to put your growth before guilt. So say no fast. Say it without hesitation, without guilt, without fear. Say it because your dreams deserve your full attention. Say it because your goals are worth protecting. Say it because your time is the one thing you can never get back. The more you practice it, the more powerful you become. Because the person who learns to say no fast is the one who finally takes full control of their life.
Number 8. Start tasks immediately before your brain creates resistance. Every goal in life begins with one simple moment. The moment you start. But most people never reach that moment. They hesitate. They wait for motivation. They overthink. They make excuses. And they let their mind talk them out of taking the first step. The longer you wait, the louder your brain becomes. It starts to create reasons why you shouldn't begin right now. It tells you that you're tired, that you'll do better tomorrow, that conditions aren't perfect, and that's the trap. Your greatest enemy is not the task itself, it's the delay before starting it. The key is to act immediately, before your mind builds resistance strong enough to stop you. The human brain naturally avoids discomfort. It's designed to keep you safe, not to help you grow. When you think about starting something challenging, your brain senses effort and tries to protect you by offering distraction. It whispers, just 5 more minutes, or check your messages first. That's not laziness, it's survival instinct misused in modern life. The only way to beat that instinct is through immediate action. When you start right away, you silence the voice of resistance before it gains power. Action removes doubt faster than thought
ever can. Every second you spend debating whether to begin drains your energy. The longer you think about doing something, the harder it becomes to do it. Momentum dies in hesitation. But when you start quickly, even in small ways, your energy rises. You shift from thinking to doing, and doing changes everything. It builds rhythm, focus, and confidence. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to move. Readiness is a myth. Action creates readiness. Think about how many times you've delayed something that could have been finished by now. You plan it, you visualize it, but you never start. You tell yourself you'll begin when you're motivated, but motivation never arrives because it's not the starting point. It's the result of starting. Once you begin, energy follows. Once you take action, clarity appears. Your brain stops fighting because it realizes you've already moved. The resistance fades when you stop negotiating and start acting. The hardest part of any task is not the middle or the end. It's the beginning. That moment when you're standing between comfort and effort. That first 5 minutes decides everything. If you can cross that line, you win. You don't need to commit to the entire task. Just commit to starting it. Tell yourself, I'll do this for 5 minutes. Often, those 5 minutes turn into 30 or 60. Because once momentum begins, the mind stops resisting. You only need enough courage to take the first step. Immediate action also rewires your mind for discipline. Every time you start right away, you teach your brain that you're in charge, not your feelings. You build a new identity. Someone who acts without waiting for perfect timing. That identity becomes stronger each day. You start trusting yourself more because you no longer delay what matters. You stop being the person who talks about doing things and start becoming the person who actually does them. When you delay, you invite anxiety. Tasks you postpone don't disappear. They grow heavier. You think about them repeatedly, carrying them like invisible weight. They occupy your thoughts, drain your focus, and make your days feel cluttered. But when you start immediately, you release that pressure. You replace worry with movement. Action clears the mind because it gives it direction. That's why starting quickly doesn't just make you productive. It makes you peaceful. There's a short window between the moment you think of doing something and the moment your brain starts resisting it. In that window lies the power to change your life. It's usually only a few seconds. Use those seconds wisely. Don't think, act, stand up, open the file, make the call, write the first sentence. Don't give your brain time to negotiate. You'll never regret starting, but you'll always regret delaying. Successful people understand this principle deeply. They don't wait for inspiration. They create it through movement. They know that action produces clarity. When you begin, even imperfectly, you see what works and what doesn't. You adjust, improve, and move forward. But when you stay stuck in planning, you learn nothing. You can't steer a parked car, and you can't build progress without motion. Starting immediately gives you momentum, and momentum makes everything easier. This habit also eliminates procrastination at its root. Most people think procrastination is about laziness. It's not. It's about avoidance. The brain exaggerates the size of the task and convinces you that starting will be painful. But once you begin, that illusion disappears. The task is never as hard as you imagined. It's the anticipation that's exhausting, not the action itself. The fastest way to destroy procrastination is to begin before your mind starts listing reasons not to. Every time you act quickly, you train your brain to associate starting with relief instead of stress. Over time, this becomes natural. You stop dreading new tasks. You stop wasting energy deciding whether to act. You simply act. That's how productive people stay ahead. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They make the moment perfect. By beginning, when you start immediately, you also send a message to yourself that your time matters. You stop living in reaction to your moods or distractions. You start living by intention. That's a powerful shift. It builds momentum not just in your work, but in your entire life. You'll notice that your days feel smoother, your mind feels lighter, and your confidence grows. Because every quick start reinforces that you are in control of your time and energy. It's not about rushing. It's about not hesitate. The goal isn't to act recklessly, but to remove the delay that breeds fear. Once you begin, you can slow down, think, and adjust. But you can't improve something that hasn't started. Progress needs movement. You can plan all you want, but until you act, nothing changes. Immediate action bridges the gap between knowing and doing. You can practice this with small things. When you think of cleaning your desk, do it right then. When you remember to send a message, send it before you forget. When you feel resistance to starting a project, open it and take one step. The more you repeat this, the faster your brain learns that hesitation leads nowhere. You'll notice how resistance loses its hold over you. What once felt heavy becomes automatic. The more you start quickly, the more you finish. The more you finish, the more you trust yourself. That trust builds consistency, and consistency is what builds results. You don't need giant leaps of motivation. You need small, fast starts repeated daily. That's how ordinary people create extraordinary outcomes. This habit also builds emotional resilience. When you act before resistance forms, you learn that you don't need perfect feelings to move forward. You move even when you're uncertain. You move even when you're tired. You stop waiting for comfort and start choosing commitment. That's maturity. That's how progress is built in real life. Not through waiting, but through action in spite of hesitation. Start now, not later, because later is where resistance hides. Every time you postpone, you feed it. Every time you start, you weaken it. The more you move quickly, the less control resistance has over you. You become unstoppable not because you never feel hesitation, but because you've learned to act before it takes root. You'll begin to notice a new rhythm in your life. Your days flow smoother. Tasks feel lighter. You no longer waste hours building up anxiety over what needs to be done. You just begin, and everything else follows. That's the power of immediacy. It turns effort into habit and habit into mastery. The gap between intention and action is where most people lose their dream. Don't fall into that gap. Close it fast. The moment your mind says I should, your body should already be moving. That single habit, starting before resistance, can change everything. It builds speed, confidence, and results. It turns ideas into action, and action into achievement. So start now. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the right time. The right time is the second you think about it. Beat resistance before it beats you. Every time you do, you're not just finishing a task. You're strengthening your will. That's how powerful people move. They don't talk themselves out of success. They start fast, stay consistent, and finish strong.
Number 9. Measure progress weekly instead of chasing perfection daily. They chase perfection every single day. And when they fall short even slightly, they feel defeated. They expect flawless performance, instant results, and constant motivation. But life doesn't work that way. Real growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It happens quietly, gradually, over time. The secret isn't to be perfect each day. It's to measure progress weekly. When you step back and look at your growth in larger intervals, you start to see how far you've actually come instead of obsessing over the small mistakes you make along the way. Chasing perfection daily is exhausting. It keeps your mind in a state of tension where nothing ever feels good enough. You end each day focusing on what went wrong instead of what went right. That kind of thinking kills motivation. It creates frustration instead of momentum. When you hold yourself to the impossible standard of perfection, you turn progress into punishment. You start fearing your own goals because they no longer feel achievable. Measuring weekly instead allows space for reality. It gives room for effort, mistakes, and recovery. When you measure weekly, you're not ignoring standards. You're respecting the process. You're giving your actions time to show results. You start looking at patterns, not moments. One bad day no longer defines your week. One missed task doesn't erase your consistency. You begin to notice the trend instead of the temporary. That's how disciplined people stay steady. They track direction, not perfection. Perfectionism might look like ambition, but it's really insecurity disguised as drive. It's the belief that you have to earn your worth by doing everything right. The problem is that mindset leads to burnout, not excellence. Progress requires patience. Success demands consistency, not constant self-criticism. Measuring weekly lets you breathe.
It reminds you that every day doesn't have to be perfect to build something incredible. When you start reviewing your progress weekly, you begin to see your effort from a higher view. You start noticing what worked, what didn't, and what needs adjusting. It's like zooming out to see the whole picture instead of staring at one brushstroke. That perspective gives clarity. It helps you make smarter decisions. It removes emotional bias. You stop reacting to single days of struggle because you see that one tough day means nothing in a week of steady effort. Think about a person trying to get in shape. If they judge themselves after every meal, they'll feel miserable. But if they look at the entire week, they'll see balance. Some strong days, some weak ones, but overall movement forward. The same rule applies to every part of life. One off day doesn't define your progress. What matters is the pattern. Measuring weekly helps you identify that pattern. It shows whether your habits are working or if they need refining. That's intelligent growth. Perfectionism, on the other hand, keeps you stuck in guilt. It convinces you that unless everything is flawless, it's worthless. That kind of thinking kills creativity and courage. It makes you hesitant to try new things because you're afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are the raw material of progress. Measuring weekly shifts your focus from avoiding failure to learning from it. It trains your mind to appreciate small wins instead of chasing imaginary perfection. When you evaluate weekly, you create a healthy rhythm. You give yourself 6 days to build and 1 day to reflect. That reflection time is powerful. It's when you step back and see the results of your discipline. You recognize patterns of strength and weakness. You adjust your plan intelligently instead of reacting emotionally. You stop judging yourself based on how you felt in the moment and start judging based on what you actually accomplished. This habit also helps you develop consistency. When you focus on the bigger picture, you stop quitting after bad days. You stop thinking, I failed today, so I might as well stop. You replace guilt with analysis. You ask better questions. What threw me off? How can I fix it next week? That's the mindset of growth. You're no longer chasing the illusion of a perfect streak. You're building a long-term record of improvement. Weekly measurement also gives you perspective on your effort. You begin to see that growth isn't always visible in a single day. Some days are about grinding through the work. Others are about recovery, learning, and recalibrating. When you step back after a week, you realize that all those days had value, even the ones that felt slow. You start to trust the process because you can see the evidence of progress over time. This approach also reduces pressure. You stop living in constant evaluation. You give yourself room to live, to think, to make mistakes. You start seeing productivity as a journey, not a test. That mental freedom actually makes you perform better because you're not paralyzed by fear of failing. You start working from calm confidence instead of anxiety. The best performance doesn't come from pressure. It comes from presence. Weekly measurement builds that presence. When you measure weekly, you also train your brain to think long-term. You stop chasing instant gratification. You start caring more about progress that lasts than progress that looks fast. You realize that success is built through small, consistent steps, not giant, perfect leaps. This is how real achievers think. They don't need to win every single day. They just need to win most of the time. They understand that growth compounds when you stay patient. A weekly review doesn't have to be complicated. Take 15 minutes at the end of each week. Write down 3 things: what went well, what didn't, and what you'll improve next week. Be honest, not harsh. Treat it like feedback, not judgment. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns of behavior that either push you forward or hold you back. That awareness turns into power. You can't fix what you don't see, and you can't see patterns if you only look day to day. This habit also builds gratitude. When you look at a week, you can see the small victories that you might have ignored in the moment. You start to appreciate effort even when the outcome isn't perfect. That builds motivation from within. You stop chasing validation and start feeling proud of your consistency. That pride fuels momentum far stronger than perfection ever could. Perfection makes you rigid. Progress makes you flexible. Measuring weekly keeps you adaptable. It teaches you that life will never go exactly as planned, but you can still keep moving forward. You stop fighting reality and start working with it. You learn to adjust instead of quit. You become more resilient because your focus shifts from flawless performance to meaningful improvement. When you free yourself from daily perfection, you give yourself permission to grow like a human being, not like a machine. You allow yourself to rest, to reset, to rebuild. You understand that mastery doesn't happen by working perfectly every day. It happens by staying consistent week after week. That consistency creates the foundation for excellence. Perfectionists burn out because they demand too much from one day. High achievers last because they see progress in seasons, not seconds. They understand that 1 week of focused effort is worth more than 7 days of self-criticism. They measure the overall direction, not every stumble. They know that improvement is messy, but it's still progress. So stop chasing flawless days. Stop punishing yourself for small mistakes. Measure your progress weekly. Focus on momentum, not perfection. At the end of each week, ask yourself, did I move forward? If the answer is yes, that's success. Keep stacking those weeks, and you'll look back months later amazed at how far you've come. Perfection is fragile. Progress is strong. The people who grow the most are not the ones who do everything right. They're the ones who keep showing up, learning and improving over time. Measure your growth over weeks, not days. You'll find peace in the process and strength in your persistence. Because success doesn't belong to those who do it perfectly. It belongs to those who do it consistently.
Number 10. Protect your energy like it decides your entire future. Energy is the currency of your future. Every decision you make, every person you spend time with, every habit you maintain, each one either deposits energy into your life or drains it out of you. The quality of your energy determines the quality of your actions, and your actions determine your future. That's why protecting your energy isn't just about feeling good. It's about securing your destiny. The people who achieve great things aren't necessarily smarter or luckier. They simply know how to manage their energy like it decides everything they'll ever become. Most people waste their energy without realizing it. They give attention to pointless arguments, carry emotional baggage from the past, spend time on distractions, and surround themselves with people who drain them. They confuse activity with productivity, and by the end of the day, they're empty, mentally, emotionally, and physically. The tragedy isn't that they worked hard, it's that they poured effort into things that didn't matter. Protecting your energy begins the moment you decide that not everything deserves a reaction, a response, or your attention. The mind is like a battery. It can only run strong for so long before it needs recharging. But unlike a phone, you can't plug it in overnight and expect full charge in the morning. You recharge through boundaries, rest, purpose, and selective focus. Every person, every environment, every piece of information you consume affects that battery. Some things charge you: progress, good conversations, peace, movement, gratitude. Others drain you: negativity, comparison, gossip, clutter. Protecting your energy means knowing the difference and having the courage to act on it. When you protect your energy, you stop letting others decide how your day feels. You stop giving power to interruptions that don't serve your growth. You stop allowing other people's moods to dictate your mindset. That kind of control doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from awareness. You realize that your energy decides how clearly you think, how confidently you act, and how deeply you live. The person who controls their energy controls their life. You have to understand something. Energy leaks are silent. They don't announce themselves. You just wake up one day feeling tired, unfocused, or unmotivated, and you can't figure out why. It's because small leaks add up. A few minutes of negativity here, a few pointless distractions there, and your mental fuel disappears. Protecting your energy means becoming ruthless with what you allow into your space. It means asking, does this help me grow or drain me dry? If it drains you, cut it off without guilt. The people around you play a huge role in your energy. Some lift you, others pull you down. You have to recognize which is which. Spend time with people who challenge you, who inspire you, who push you towards your goal. Limit time with those who complain, gossip, or always bring problems, but never solutions. You don't need to cut everyone off,
but you do need to set emotional distance. You can care for people without letting them consume your strength. That's maturity. Protecting your peace without losing your compassion. Protecting your energy also means saying no to things that look good, but cost too much mentally. Not every opportunity deserves your yes. Some projects, commitments, and invitations seem harmless, but they come with hidden energy costs. Stress, distraction, time away from what truly matters. Before agreeing to anything, ask yourself if it aligns with your goals, and if it gives or takes energy. If it takes more than it gives, say no. Every no to the wrong thing is a yes to your future. Your environment is another silent thief of energy. Chaos, clutter, and noise eat away at your focus without you noticing. Protecting your energy means creating a space that supports calm and concentration. Keep your surroundings simple, clean, and intentional. When your environment is organized, your mind feels lighter. You make decisions faster. You think clearer. Energy protection begins with physical space, because your surroundings constantly communicate with your subconscious. Technology is another battleground. The constant buzz of notifications, endless scrolling, and digital overload drain your attention faster than anything else. You might not feel tired physically, but your brain becomes overstimulated and restless. Protect your energy by setting boundaries with screens. Don't let every beep pull you away from what matters. Turn off unnecessary alerts. Set time to disconnect. Give your brain the silence it needs to recharge. You'll be amazed at how quickly your focus and peace return when you regain control of your attention. One of the strongest ways to protect your energy is to know your emotional trigger. Everyone has them. Things that make you overthink, react, or lose focus. When you become aware of those triggers, you can control how you respond instead of being controlled by them. Not every situation deserves a reaction. Sometimes protecting your energy means walking away from arguments, ignoring provocation, or simply choosing silence. Peace is power, and you don't need to prove yourself in every battle. Sleep, nutrition, and movement also play massive roles in your energy. You can't protect what you constantly neglect. A tired body creates a tired mind. Skipping rest to stay busy isn't strength. It's self-sabotage. When you're rested, you think sharper, act faster, and stay emotionally stable. When you're drained, everything feels heavier. Protecting your energy means treating your body like it matters, because it's the engine that carries your dreams. You can't expect peak performance from an exhausted system. Gratitude is another energy shield. When you focus on what's working instead of what's missing, you generate positive energy. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. The mind can't hold gratitude and stress at the same time. Gratitude shifts your state instantly. It reminds you that even when life is hard, there's something worth appreciating. That mindset keeps your energy balanced, no matter the situation. You also protect your energy by controlling what you consume. Not just food, but information. The news you watch, the posts you read, the conversations you join, all of them affect your inner state. If you constantly feed your mind negativity, fear, or gossip, don't be surprised when you feel drained. Choose your inputs wisely. Read, listen, and watch things that build you. Feed your mind material that strengthens your mindset instead of poisoning it. Protecting your energy doesn't mean avoiding responsibility or hiding from challenge. It means being intentional with your output. It means recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't show up strong for others if you're depleted inside. You need time to restore, to reflect, to recharge. That's not selfish. It's necessary. People who neglect self-care end up giving less to everyone around them. Protecting your energy makes you more capable, not less giving. This habit also helps you make better decisions. When your energy is stable, your thinking is sharp. You're not reactive. You're responsive. You see situations clearly. You're not ruled by emotion or fatigue. You move with purpose. That's why your energy truly decides your future. The decisions that shape your life are made based on your state of mind, and your state of mind is powered by your energy. Keep that energy high quality, and your decisions will reflect it. You'll notice that when your energy is protected, opportunities seem to flow more easily. It's not magic, it's presence. When you're calm, clear and confident. You see things others miss. You attract better people, handle pressure with more grace, and recover faster from setbacks. You carry a strength that others can feel. That kind of energy can't be faked. It's built through boundaries, awareness, and discipline. Protecting your energy requires courage, because it often means disappointing people, stepping back from drama, and choosing peace over approval. But every time you choose peace, you strengthen your focus. Every time you set a boundary, you honor your purpose. Every time you protect your energy, you build a future that's not dictated by chaos, but guided by clarity. Energy decides everything. Your confidence, your creativity, your relationships, and your success. Guard it like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Don't waste it arguing, complaining, or worrying about things outside your control. Invest it in growth, in purpose, in people who lift you higher. Your energy is your power source. Protect it, and it will protect your future. If you're still here, that already says something. You're serious about changing your life. You're not looking for quick tips. You're ready for transformation. These 7 habits aren't just routines. They're choices that separate average days from extraordinary ones. Every day you apply even one of them, you move closer to becoming the most productive version of yourself. Now it's your turn. Don't just listen, start. Pick one habit and practice it today. Build momentum, not perfection. Because the difference between those who dream and those who achieve is simple: action. If this video helped you see productivity in a new way, stay connected. There's more coming that will challenge your limits and push your potential even higher. Subscribe, stay focused, and come back ready for the next step. Remember, your time is your power. Protect it, direct it, and use it to build the life you deserve.